There is no doubt it is a very hot Sunday afternoon for baseball here at the Big A, and a lot of fans in attendance, and why not? It is the last Sunday home game of the year. That means it's Fan Appreciation Day and the finale of the three-game set between the Angels and the visiting Chicago White Sox. Hi, everyone. From inside the Big A, I'm Victor Rojas along with Mark Gubza. We welcome you to Angels baseball once again. The Halos, of course, dropping the first two, but today it's all about fans and appreciating the fact that over 3 million have come out to the Big A this year. It is one heck of a streak, and it's certainly something that needs to be noticed.
Yeah, 8 straight years for the Angels to draw over 3 million fans. Only the Yankees have done the same during that period of time. And when you think of what the fans have done for this ball club and its success, you can go back to 2002, the World Series, the Thunder Sticks, how that propelled the club to win that World Series, come back against the Giants, and you see all the success since that point, mainly because of the support the fans give them here. There's no question they've been the 10th man.
Well, if you're writing a script, you could not ask for a better guy out on the mound today in the last home start of the year. You've got the ace, Jared Weaver, going out there against Tony Pena, one of the relievers making his second career start for the Chicago White Sox. And it's going to be a bullpen game for the White Sox, but it's really about Jared today.
Yeah, Pena's got that good fastball, but Jared Weaver, we're going to just talk about him extensively throughout this game. 220 strikeouts on this season. A guy that has a career ERA against the White Sox at 1.32. He's been that good. 5 quality out pitches. Look for him to get that 14th win. Look for him to get that innings total up along with those punch-outs. 5 great pitches.
Well, we were among the fans last night down in the suite seats. Plenty of fans in attendance today. It's going to be hot. Drink a lot of water. If you're sitting at home, we want you to sit back and relax. We're just about ready for baseball on a perfect day here at the Big A. Pick out the fans. There's plenty of them here. Sit back and relax. Line up first pitch when we return. superstores of Angels baseball. Nobody beats Howard's. By the fastest growing car company in America, Hyundai. And by Shakey's Pizza. What is the distance from home plate to the pitcher's mound? Well, go to Shakey's.com/trivia for the answer.
Not far enough for me.
No, 60 feet. Some sort of inches there, but go to Shakey's.com/trivia for the correct answer. Gorgeous day for baseball, not a cloud in the sky, and as always, this presentation of Angels baseball brought to you in good high definition, presented by Time Warner Cable.
Wow, that must be pretty good.
You like that?
Yeah.
Halos have taken the field. Let's take a look at Ozzie Guillen's starting lineup for this afternoon's game. Juan Pierre back in that leadoff spot in left field. Omar Vizquel batting second at second base. Carlos Quentin is in right field. A.J. Persinski is the cleanup man doing the catching. Mark Kotsay at first base with Paul Konerko getting the day off. Alexi Ramirez at shortstop. Mark Teahan is the DH with Alejandro De Aza playing center field and batting eighth. And Brett Morrell, the Toronto boy, at third base and batting ninth. Taking on the ace, Jared Weaver. 33rd start, 13-11, a 2.99 ERA.
Jared Weaver with 13-game winner this season. ERA below 3 at 2.99. 220 punch-outs. Excellent ERA. His best against any opponent at 1.32 against the Chicago White Sox. Great 5 pitches. Cut the fastball also. There's a 4-seam fastball, sinks it. Of course, that changeup, curveball, slider combination, deadly.
Well, let's take a look at the defense behind Jared for this ball game. Abreu's in left, Borges in center, Torrey Hunter in right field, and the infield, Brandon Wood back to third base, Andrew Romine back at shortstop, Howie Kendrick at second, Mark Trumbo gets his second big league start over at first, Hank Conger back behind the plate.
Yeah, Mark Trumbo back at first base, made some nice plays the other day at that position. Second career start here at first base at the major league level. Has played a little outfield at AAA, but a guy that's pretty athletic, can scoop the low throws, so look for him to be very active there today at first base.
Well, the Halos dropping the first 2 games of this series. Friday night it was a 2-1 defeat with Matt Thornton, the left-hander, the reliever, picking up the win. Fernando Rondi giving up that run in the ninth inning and taking the loss. Last night it was Scott Kazmir giving up some runs early, 4 in the third, but gave up that leadoff home run to Ramon Castro. It chased him out of this ball game, or out of that ball game. The Halos dropping it 6-2 this after the Angels had taken a 2-0 lead in the first against John Danks, but Danks pitched exceptional baseball the rest of the way. The win as Pierre drops a bunt over at third, barehanded by Brandon, throw the first in time. Just like that, 1 pitch and 1 out. Nice play by Wood.
Well, Pierre's had success against Jared, hitting .421, 8 for 19, and even showed his bunt. You know you have a lot of confidence in your ability to run and bunt when you show that early enough. Brandon came in, still had to make a great play with the bare hand, strong throw to get that first out. That's good reflexes for Brandon on that play. That was not easy, even though he showed that bunt early.
Omar Vizquel takes the strike. Omar did not play in last night's game, did get a start Friday. He waved at that curveball. Vizquel 1 for 4 in Friday's game, had a base hit in the ninth inning. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Vizquel on 3 pitches. 4 total pitches thrown by Weaver. He's got 2 outs.
Well, the ability to use all his pitches, even early in the game, makes Jared so effective. A 2-seam fastball, or he likes to call it no-seam fastball. He learned from Scott Shields playing around in spring training. It's been very effective for him because he used to have some trouble against left-handed batters, but not anymore. Only hit .218 against them.
It is a balmy 97 degrees here at first pitch.
What's the date?
Yeah, late September.
Yes, check it.
26. Carlos Quentin takes a breaking pitch outside. It's ball 1. We're back to our usual perch high above the home plate area. Feel a little safer back here.
Yep, it's a little bit more relaxing up here.
Quentin's
As I say that ball will come flying in here.
Look how routine that would have been.
Yeah,
that was easy. It's almost a lazy pop-up to us compared to some of the missiles hit our way. Some that I couldn't see. Thanks for blocking me out.
Yeah, I got you covered.
That's where we were sitting. Slightly warmer today than it was last night. There's a strike.
Well, just going to sleep, I almost had flashbacks of those line drives back up the middle. It's a little bit too close down there. There are some great seats, but you have to be on your toes at every single pitch.
Quinton foul tips one into the mid of Conger. 2 strikeouts in the first inning for Jared Weaver. A 1-2-3 frame. It'll be Borges, Kendrick, and Abreu to face Tony Pena when we return. Could get some runs for their ace. This lineup of Scioscia's running out there this afternoon. Halos now 4 games under 500 with 2 losses to start this series. Peter Borges back in that leadoff spot at center field. Howie Kendrick in second. Bobby Abreu in left. Torrey Hunter is in right. Hideki Matsui back in the lineup. He is the DH with Hank Conger batting right behind him. Doing the catching, Mark Trumbo at first. Brandon Wood at third base. And Andrew Romine batting ninth, playing shortstop, taking on Tony Pena, making his second career start.
Boy, a guy with a great fastball, plus fastball, 92, 96. Pretty good curveball, a slider, hard slider, and a split finger fastball. Has the ability to potentially even close games, but now has to be a starter. Probably anywhere between 70 to 85 pitches will be his limit today.
Borges takes a strike, and it evens the count at 1-1. Peter last night 0 for 4. Did have a leadoff walk in the first inning. Eventually came around to score the first run as Pena misses downside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Rolls over this one. It's rolled foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 upstairs, full count. Pena appeared in 49 games as a reliever this year for the White Sox. His other start coming back in August against the Kansas City Royals. Little chopper to short. Ramirez waits for it. Strong throw. Borges is safe at first. An infield base hit. Legs it out. That one hesitation of dropping back on that big hop by Ramirez just cost the White Sox.
Boy, just watching that play develop, and you're right, once he's laid back on that chopper, there's going to be a close play. Waited back, he's got a strong arm also. But Borges is so fast going down the line. May have got the benefit of the doubt at first base. Boy, you see quick going down that line.
But you know what? It looks like the throw is there, but I wonder if the foot's on the bag. Yeah.
It's a pretty close play.
Different angle there.
I'll tell you what, most people don't even get close to beating that ball out. To the shortstop.
Now he takes a curveball in there for a strike. Kendrick hitting .279 on the year, 10 home runs, 71 runs batted in. Get an RBI double in the first inning of last night's game. Ended up going 1 for 4. The double is 39th of the year. Throw over there, and Borges is back.
For a big guy, it's not real easy to steal against. Howard's Exmo will show how close this play is as the ball's going in the glove. The foot not quite on the base. Looked like Kotsay still had his foot on the base, too. The Angels get an early break. That's a great view. And the emphasis on when you put a pitch out on, good base stealers will see if you're doing something different. And Pena did a slide step, sped up his delivery, and you can read that as a base runner. Then you don't go. You're not forced to go just because you're given a sign. Clearly gave that up.
Kendrick gets jammed there, fouls it off to the right. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. But this is a guy that has had experience as a starter. I mean, it was way back in the minor leagues. Arizona Diamondbacks organization. Last time he did start games was in 05, but got 25 starts there. 2 years prior to that, had 27 starts in the minor league. So has an idea of what it takes to be a starter. Coming up that way through the D-back system. 1-2, foul back. He was acquired by the White Sox in 2009 in exchange for Brandon Allen.
What it used to be when a guy they envisioned being a setup or even a closer type pitcher, they used to be starters in the minor league to build up arm strength to be able to go out and maximize the fastball coming out of the bullpen. But he's a guy right here that certainly can give as again some innings and some quality innings.
Out toward right center field, but shading him that way was De Aza, the center fielder. He makes the catch for the first out. So 1 out. Borges still at first base. Here's Bobby Abreu. Pena has been also very reliable. You need to count on him as far as games pitched on a yearly basis. Starting in 07 with the big club in Arizona, 75 games pitched. Followed that up with 72 in 08, 72 combined between the D-backs and the White Sox last year. Very impressive arm.
You can see how exciting he can be at times with that fastball, 92, 96 with that great movement. So a guy that will give you some appearance, will give you some innings and some quality innings. Valuable asset to your bullpen. Of course, he has the ability to be a spot starter.
Abreu takes up and away, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Bobby hitting .255, 20 home runs and 76 runs batted in. 0 for 4 game last night, including a couple strikeouts. Off-speed pitch, drops in for a strike, and it's 1-1. You'd figure that the biggest obstacle for a guy like Pena coming out of the bullpen to get a spot start is reeling in that max effort. You can go out there in a bullpen role for 1 inning, just blow it out, no big deal. Bounce back the next day or take a day off. A lot different as a starter and getting into that routine as that ball is fouled into the upper deck on the third base line. It's 1-2.
And that's the big key for anybody coming out of the bullpen is you have to change that a little bit. You have to utilize your secondary pitches. You don't have to try to throw your fastball as hard as you can. Otherwise, you're only going to be able to go 1 or 2 innings. Key is that split finger fastball for him, his curveball.
Pitch out, nothing's happening. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Twice Ozzie has put the pitch out on so far. You can afford to do so when you're ahead of the count 1-2. Trusting that Pena is a guy that can throw enough strikes for you.
See if Borges goes on this pitch. He doesn't. 2-2 is fouled back. The Angels with 3 more home games after this one. Oakland Athletics rolling to town. And a 4-game series to finish off in Texas against the Rangers starting on Thursday.
I said before, Pena is not real easy to steal bases on. He's allowed 4 stolen bases, but 3 base hits have been caught when he's been on the mound. So he's pretty quick to the plate. Now 1-2-1 to the plate.
Borges takes off, and Abreu rips one into right field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Borges should score rather easily as he rounds third. Abreu heading to second with a double and an RBI. The Angels are up 1-0.
Double number 40 now for Bobby Abreu. RBI number 77. Good at bat for him. Some tough pitches, fell behind 1-2, then the pitch out, then even it up, and he gets a fastball that they wanted inside but ran over the middle of the plate. Turns on it, hits it into right field for a double score, and Borges easily the first run of the game.
Second straight game in which the Halos have struck first in the first inning. Got 2 runs last night, now a run here in the first inning. Torrey steps to the plate now. Hunter had an RBI single last night in the first inning. Ended up going 1 for 3, including a walk. Takes a fastball in for a strike. Chad Fairchild, of no relation to Morgan, is behind the plate tonight. Eric Cooper at first, Mike Riley at second, and Bill Miller at third.
They're not related.
It's 1 ball, 1 strike. 21 home runs for Torrey, 85 runs batted in. Loops this one into center field. That should make it 86 runs batted in. Bobby's being waved around. The throw from De Aza is not in time. Hunter strolls into second, 2-0 Halos.
Boy, because De Aza overthrew the cutoff man that allowed Torrey to get into scoring position himself. You're not going to be able to throw out Bobby Abreu on a ball hit that softly into the outfield, so you're better off just hitting your cutoff man. That way you keep the double play still in line. But because of that throw, Torrey's in scoring position, an opportunity to keep piling on and score more runs here in the first inning.
Just goes as a single for Torrey, 86th run batted in.
Off the end of the bat, nice job as far as going with the pitch. See the high throw. No chance to get Abreu at the plate. And then Torrey's smart base runner advances to second.
There's Matsui. DH hitting 270, takes down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Godzilla with 20 home runs, 80 runs batted in. Pinch hit in the 9th inning last night. Ended up rolling into a double play. Got to start Friday night. Went 0 for 2. Hits this one over to second base. Pascal's got it. Matsui's retired for round number 2. Torrey ends up at third. So Hank Tiger comes up with 2 outs and a man over third base. 158. 3 RBIs, 1 extra base hit. That was the triple that he had up the top of the wall in right center field in the Texas Rangers series earlier this week. 3 for 19. His brief stint in the big leagues. Takes upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes.
Hank Conger showing from the left side definitely prefers to pitch down in the strike zone.
Late movement on that pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one ripped on the right side. That's a base hit. Torrey scores. 3-0 Angels. Conger just picked up his 4th RBI.
A good approach for Hank Conger there. And that ability to keep piling on early. They got those 2 runs in the first inning last night, the Angels, and all of a sudden they stopped scoring. And the White Sox turned it around. Pitch out over the plate once again. Pena's missed location a number of times already here in the first inning, trying to go inside, but the ball's running out over the plate, and the mistakes have been capitalized on by the Angel hitters. Seems like he's being hurt with that 2-seam fastball as compared to that one right there was a 4-seam fastball at 95. A little truer action on that pitch as compared to a sinker.
Down the left field line, but foul. No balls, 2 strikes here on Trumbo. Pena gets him swinging on that breaking pitch for the 3rd out. The Halos strike first. They get 3 runs on 4 hits. Hank Conger picks up his 4th Major League RBI. Angels up. Sox in the first inning, lead at 3-0 as we start the second. We'll take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
Oh, the key to the game changes. Since it's Fan Appreciation Day, I know they can appreciate David Bowie. Jerry Weaver's ability to throw that change up. You just love when I get that changes in there, don't you, Victor? Think I was going to sneeze?
I was getting ready to slap you in the back. I thought you had some cotton candy residue left over from last night. Stuck in the esophagus.
Oh, yeah, that was quite refreshing driving home last night with that in my stomach. It was great. Thank you for buying that for me.
Pierzynski, Conce, Ramirez here against Weaver at a 1-2-3 first, including a couple of strikeouts. AJ takes a strike. 2-2.
Do you like my changes or my Rangers?
Both of them are very simple Jack-like. Here's the 0-2. Fouled straight back.
As most pitchers like early run support, and Jared's certainly the guy that, well, if any kind of run support this season, you'd be looking at an opportunity to win 20 games.
Did you ever worry about intensity drop? You score a couple of runs like this first inning, you kind of relax, or is there a separation between a guy like Weaver and a prototypical fifth starter, spot starter.
Exactly. If you're an ace, no, you look forward to throwing up a zero right away after your offense and hope your offense continues to score runs. Now, a guy that not real comfortable with his stuff on the mound, a fourth or fifth guy in a rotation, most rotations, certainly not the Angel rotation, but yeah, you're going, okay, they better keep scoring for me. I'm losing my edge. I might not throw, or maybe I'll start throwing more breaking pitches. You just don't have that same kind of aggressiveness as you should have when you get early support like that.
Brzezinski taking a couple of healthy hacks here, still in the hole at 1 ball, 2 strikes. AJ had the night off last night. Did get to start behind the plate Friday, went 0 for 3.
It's time for that changeup right now.
You're going to give us the chance if he gets a strikeout on him?
Curveball. Uncle Charles in there for the curveball. Another strike. That's 3 in a row for Jared Weaver. 223 on the season. That's pretty good. It's 71 miles an hour after fouling off a couple fastballs. On a replay shows how he gets out in front of that pitch and able to snap that curveball on Brzezinski way out in front. Hips open up, back going through the zone before the pitch even got there.
Drops a curveball that misses upstairs to Mark Kotsay. Getting to start at first base today. 238. 8 home runs and 31 runs batted in. That one's in there, 1-1. We saw Kotsay Friday night. Pinch hit the 9th inning, get a fly ball to left. Actually, the first batter that Rodney retired in that 9th inning before giving up that run. As this was lifted in the air down the left field line. Long run for Andrew Romine, and looks like he overran it. He did. Falls in there. And Kotsay will be on board. Romine was busting so hard at an angle toward that foul line. Just kind of lost track of it.
Boy, just trying to get to a place and then look back for the baseball. Difficult to be able to pick it up, especially in a day game with the high sky here at the Big A today.
Calling that an error on Andrew Romine. That's a tough error on the youngster. How do you give a kid? You can't give him an error on that, can you? Wasn't waiting for it. He's on a dead run in the shallow outfield.
That's a tough call to give him an error on that one. Maybe later in the game you might think that in certain circumstances with the way Jared's throwing the ball, but here in the second inning it's surprising.
Ramirez swings and misses on the curveball. Breaking pitch, and that is lined on the left field line. Abreu over to cut it off. Kotsay rounds second, heading to third. The throw comes to third, and looked like Brandon Wood was anticipating that throw going to second. A little bit of a delayed reaction there, able to knock it down. And it's a double for Ramirez. The White Sox have runners at second and third with 1 out. Mark Teahen coming up.
28th double of the season for Ramirez, an all-speed pitch. Time was on the inner half and elevated. Bobby Abreu cuts it off. Throws it into third base. Kotsay slides in safely there. Now all of a sudden the White Sox responding to the 3 runs the Angels scored in the bottom of the first with an opportunity on of their own in the second inning.
One ball, no strikes. Teahen hitting .260 with 4 home runs, 24 runs batted in. Got the start at right field Friday night, went 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. That is hit down the right field line. Not very deep. Torrey is over. He'll make the catch. Fires it in toward the middle part of the infield. A run will score as Kotsay scores on that sac fly, and it's a 3-1 Angels lead.
Good play by Torrey Hunter. That was not an easy play to make. Teahen with the big swing off the end of the bat. top hand type swing, but Hunter's able to run that one down. Spin around and throw that ball into the infield.
Ramirez moved up to third base. Tien picks up his 25th RBI. There are 2 outs here for Alejandro De Aza, former Florida Marlin. 0 for 6 in the big leagues with the White Sox this year. That's a curveball for a strike. De Aza, 26-year-old from the Dominican Republic. Hit .250 in just 22 games with the Fish last year. Fouls that one back. It's no balls, 2 strikes.
Good opportunity to elevate a fastball here. If you're Jared Weaver with some movement up above the letters. See if you can get your 4th strikeout of the game. With that fastball.
Got him swinging. Down goes De Aza. 4th strikeout of the game. The White Sox get on the board. Error by Romine, the double and the sac fly. Into the bottom of the second, 3-1 Angels. At the bottom of the second inning. 8-9-1 due up for the Angels here. Wood, Romine, and Borges. That run that Jared gave up at the top of the inning, right now unearned run because of the error by Romine. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I didn't think it was an error having to go that far. But now that it's an unearned run,
it's an error.
We can leave it as an error.
Yep.
Comes out to start the second inning, and there is the first out. Hey fans, the Angels have a great ticket special available for the series beginning tomorrow night through the 29th. Those are the home games when the Halos take on the Oakland Athletics. Fans can save 50% off ticket prices in select seating areas when using the password ANGELS at angelsbaseball.com or the Angels Stadium ticket window.
Pretty amazing though. 8 straight years Angel fans have came to this stadium. Over 3 million fans. 8 straight seasons. Pretty phenomenal. I remember when I first came out to the big leagues, coming to the Big A when it was enclosed, a football stadium, an all-purpose stadium at that point. There were some good crowds, but not anywhere near where it is right now.
Romine fouls that one off his foot.
It's a good thing they gave out that team photo card today to be able to use as a fan. Oh, pretzels.
Down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You're a pretzel connoisseur.
Yeah, Zells are my weakness, that's for sure.
St. Louis, by far the best.
They were amazing. And who would have thought St. Louis would have the best pretzels?
Toasted ravioli, yes. Pretzels, Not so much.
So you learn something every year,
right?
Yep.
Two-two sliced past Morel into left field. First big league hit for Andrew Romine.
What a thrill for him. Keep that baseball. Now he'll have no problem. They give him an error on that pop-up down the left field line.
He's not even thinking about it anymore.
He's got his first big league hit. Good approach, too, going the other way.
There's the authentication process right there. The holograms put on it.
That's impressive.
You like that?
Yeah.
Man at first now for Borges. And an infield base hit in the first inning. Came around to score one of the 3 runs. That is outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
We get a fastball away. Went with the pitch. Drove it to left field. Romine pretty excited about it. Base hit. First one.
Obviously, Romine with very good speed. He had a banner year a couple of seasons ago in the stolen base categories. Borges fouls this one back to the left. But Romine with 62 stolen bases in 2008. Last year was at A-ball, Rancho Cucamonga. This year, Double-A Arkansas. Local product, Trabuco Hills High School. A lot of friends and family here during the weekend. Lives in the area in Lake Forest. 1-1. Upstairs, Brzezinski. Thought about throwing down to first, does not. It's 2 balls and a strike here on Borges. Breaking pitches in for a strike, 2-2. Looped into right center. That's a base hit. Romine turning the corner, heading to third. Second hit of the game for Borges. And the Halos have speed burners at the corners with 1 out, and Howie Kendrick coming to the plate.
Just like it's talked about the whole system, whether it's in rookie ball all the way up to the big league level, going first to third on the base hit in the outfield without hesitation. Borges puts this ball in play, flares into the outfield, and Romine's going right away. Reads that very well. Good lower body shift, too, by Borges. Hit that into center field, but that aggressive base running taught throughout the entire system puts the Angels back in position to score another run.
Howie takes a strike. Kendrick a fly ball to center field in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Lays off that one. 1-1. Pena now having thrown 42 pitches through an inning and a third. Good old bullpen game, just like a spring training game. Every couple of innings, new arm. Pena really sold that third to first move there.
Stole that right out of Steve Busby's arsenal when he first came up. He's the one that perfected that move, and I think he'd be proud of him to see that one.
Steve Busby, a legend in Royals baseball history. You used that move how many times?
0.
Oh, okay.
Not that I was never in first and third situations every minute.
It's fouled off. Borges took off on that. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. So when you got the sign from the catcher for the old first to third move, just shake it off?
I just stepped off.
Did you do like a Nuke LaLoosh, kind of look in and really shake your head hard?
It's like, no, I'm not doing it. Nope. I refuse to do that. Just like I never talked into my glove when the catcher came out. I figure if the other team could read my lips and determine what pitch I was throwing, that's fine with me.
Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Did you wear the garter with the rose in the front or in the back? I had to ask. Or were you not a fan of the garter either?
Depends who we were facing. If it was a tough team, I might have to break that one out. How did I know you were going to say that?
The Angels with 6 hits already against Tony Pena here through an inning and a third. Runners at first and third, 1 out, 3-1 lead. The 2-2. Chase probably would have been ball 3. A little breaking pitch and cut fastball outside. The count remains even.
He's trying to get Howard to the ground ball. And Omar Vizquel, second base, going to have a 4-6-3 double play by staying away like that. And coming out of the bullpen, you're already 45 pitches. You're not even through 2 innings. Looks like you're going to be 3 and out if you're lucky.
2-2. Runner goes, strikeout, a throw down is in time. Strike him out, throw him out on a high throw. Nice play by Ramirez, who retired Borges. The Halos leave a man at third base. 2 complete. Angels still up 3-1. The bottom of the second inning, Jared Weaver back at work. He'll face Brent Morel. Trying to bunt, fouls it back. No balls and a strike. 9-1-2. Due up for Chicago. Morel, Pierre, and Vizquel. Fastball right down the middle. It's 0-2. Morel 2 for 4 last night. After the 0 for 2 night that he had Friday.
That's one part of the game that Jared Weaver has improved on, is fielding his position. There's twice now the White Sox thinking the lines of trying to bunt, forcing Jared to be able to be a fielder after he releases the baseball. He's been very good. He worked extremely hard in spring training on better footwork as far as coming in on the bunts, the choppers. He's got a very good move to first base also. It's all part of improving your game as you go along in your career.
Almost got Morel to chase that breaking ball. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another 2-2. Another foul off to the right. Good little battle here between Weaver and Morel. Jared with 4 strikeouts, no walks, 1 hit allowed. Double by Ramirez in the second inning.
He's thrown 33 pitches, 26 of them have been strikes already in the game. So he's been around the strike zone throughout this early part of the game.
Jared has stayed away from him with that fastball. A lot of defensive swings so far. 2-2 popped up down the third base side. This one's got a chance to stay in play. Brandon Wood near the sweet seats, can't get it.
See, if we were down there, we would have helped him out, saying he has a little room, this reach in there. Just off the back of that area by the sweet seats.
Ball was up there high enough where he could just jump over the railing, make the catch, hop over. Nobody would see him.
Jump right back into play.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Morel. Took a while. 10 pitches. But he gets the strikeout, and there's the first out here in the third. We'll take a look at our One West Bank, one person, one play. Brought to you by One West Bank, one person at a time.
Boy, Pena elevated the fastball against Howie, rated the letters. Gets it by him, and Brzezinski, a good pitch to be able to catch and throw. It's a perfect throw to shortstop. Ramirez, who applies the tag on board, just ends the inning. Brzezinski, with Pena on the mound, has thrown out 3 out of 5 would-be base stealers. Very successful with that combination.
Oh, 1 to Pierre. He fouls it off, and it snowballs 2 strikes. Pierre tried to bunt his way on. Leading off this ball game, Brandon Wood made a nice barehanded play on it and retired him, so he's 0 for 1. Oh-2 rolled softly up the first base line. Count remains at no balls, 2 strikes. Halos with 3 in the first. White Sox with a run in the second. Unearned run against Weaver. Thought about it. Conger wants an appeal. And Fairchild said, I saw it. I don't need any help. I got it, Rook. It's 1-2.
Well, over the years, if you're a pitcher, you think the batter had swung at a pitch and you appealed yourself down the first base or the third base umpire, for some reason they never seem to check down there for you. I don't know why. I never could understand that. Always has to be the catcher.
You think they found it offensive?
I'm guessing. Many a times I did that, and every time the umpire would just start looking down and start cleaning the plate.
Pierre loops one in the air down the right field line. Long run for Torrey and Howie, and it falls foul.
I
Ball stayed in the air for a while.
And Pierre is so quick. He just tried to put the ball in play and utilize the speed. He was already at second base almost when that ball landed on the grass in foul territory.
Pierre, one of 2 big leaguers to steal 50 bases with 4 different teams, having done it with the Marlins, the Cubs, the Dodgers, and now the White Sox. The only other person to do that, Otis Nixon. Pierre begging, saying that ball grazed his elbow. And apparently likes the argument that Chad Fairchild gave as his response and nods in agreement. That's tired.
Yeah, he tried to sell it.
That's not even close.
That missed by about a baseball or 2 from hitting him. What do you think the late Don Drysdale would have did if you have a guy saying it hit me? Okay, if you want to be hit, here you go.
How's this feel?
Now you can take first base.
Line right back up to Weaver. And there's out number 2. That is legit chuck and duck right there.
Like I said, he steals his position very well. It'll take a while to get your breath back. That might be the play of the day on all the highlight reels. He had no problem. What did I say about the 2 athletes on the team, Victor? Now it's verified with this great play by Jared Weaver up the middle. And he's flexible. Do a little matrix on it.
He did matrix that, didn't he?
Yes.
Vizquel takes a curveball for a strike. I think he's saying uncle. He had a 10-pitch at bat to Morel, 10-pitch at bat to Pierre. He threw 22 pitches here to get a strikeout and a lineout. Vizquel, this is a fly ball to right. Torrey is there. This one only took 3 pitches. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Jared Weaver not only doing it with the arm, but doing it with the glove. Juan Pierre trying to decapitate him. Weaver had other plans. Robinson for the out. Into the bottom of the 3rd. Angels up 3-1. Bobby Abreu, Torrey Hunter, and Hideki Matsui here to face Tony Pena. Pena's thrown 47 pitches now as he gets ahead of Abreu, and it's no balls in strike. 2 strikeouts for Pena, no walks, and 6 hits allowed. Off-speed pitch inside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Bobby had an RBI double in the first inning and scored a run. 40th double of the year, 77th run batted in. Bobby saying in the papers today, article in the Orange County Register, that although he feels that it's inevitable that at some point in his career he will become a full-time DH or be looked upon as a full-time DH, he does not feel that that is the case going into next year. He still feels like he could play the outfield, already having made the shift from right field to left.
And now it's time for our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. Speaking of Bobby Abreu, gets a fastball that ran over the plate and smokes his 40th double of the season, drives in the first run of the ball game. There's our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. I think when it comes down to Victor, it's what other moves the Angels make, or if they bring back Matsui.
Vizquel to his right, Scout. Abreu is retired for the first time.
So I think when it comes down to if indeed, they get it at Carl Crawford, certainly they're going to be in the market to try to bring him to Anaheim. Then all of a sudden you're going to see Bobby possibly be the everyday DH at that point. Bottom line is his at-bats and his approach to the plate is the most important thing for Mike Scioscia and his ball club.
Torrey with an RBI base hit in the first inning and a run scored is 1 for 1. There's a no ball, 1 strike count here. That's down low, 1-1. Chopper up the line, foul. Torrey in the hole here to ball and 2 strikes. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Foul back over our heads. Two popped up. Right side of the infield. Vizquel's got the call. 2 outs. First time in the game in which Pena's retired 2 men in a row. He get the strike out, throw him out, but only gets half credit there with the strikeout. Gets Abreu with the ground down there. Torrey with a pop-up. Matsui comes up. He grounded out in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1.
Pena has a slow and deliberate delivery. See how long he'll be able to get before he delivers the baseball. Lulls the hitter to sleep. And with that 96 in the fastball, difficult to catch up at times.
Breaking ball fouled straight back. 1-1. Brzezinski wants an appeal. He did not go, says Bill Miller. Good hitters count now here for Decky. On the corner. Matsui doesn't like the call. It's 2-2. Trying to come back inside. Pena thought he had it. It's a full count with Conger on deck.
They had some good movement on that fastball. Just missed by a hair inside.
Matsui lifts a fly ball to left. Pierre comes running in and toward the line. Glasses down, makes the catch. Pena has himself a 1-2-3 inning. 3 of the books here at the Big A. Angels still up 3-1. Trivia question for this afternoon. Who was the Angels' lone winning pitcher in the 2005 ALCS versus the White Sox? We'll have the answer for you in the bottom of the inning. Carlos Quentin leads things off, takes a strike. It'll be Quentin, Brzezinski, and Kotsay, 3, 4, and 5 for the Sox here against Jared Weaver. Had a 1-2-3 frame in the third. Also had one in the first. Quentin. It's a fly ball to right field. Howie going out there. Torrey comes on. Torrey calls off Howie, and there's the first out of the inning. Well, you know, it's Fan Appreciation Day here at the ballpark, and it's the Angels' way of saying thank you to all the fans, the 3 million plus that have attended here. A lot of prizes being given away almost on a rotating basis. Gooby, you and I have had the pleasure of working with a lot of great people this year. For me, the first time having met the whole lot of them. Even still haven't met a lot of them, but we want to say thanks to everyone who's put up with us, number one.
Yeah, that's not easy.
And number two, done a terrific job of getting the shots on the air, getting us to sound halfway palatable, look halfway okay.
That's not easy to do either.
No, I mean,
either one.
It is a full-time job. There's no question
about it. They're exhausted out there every game.
So with that being said, we'd like to say our thanks throughout the game to some of these hard-working folk that do a terrific job, not only on the Angels telecast, but they also obviously work Southern California and other regions as well in their spare time, of course.
This is number one, of course.
But there's different types of departments that we want to say thanks to. You know, for instance, the tape department. Did you know there was a tape department? As Brzezinski shoots one down the left field line. Bobby's giving chase, and it'll land in the seats.
Yes.
You did know there was a tape department.
I did know that.
Is it a department?
It's a department.
I wonder who the head of that department is. But Norm Larson, Mark Wiedemann, Travis LaFell, Mike Wilson, Doug Coughlin, Jerry Todd. Thank you very much for doing the fantastic work that you do in that tape department.
No doubt about it. Thank you very much.
We want to know who the boss is.
Probably you, but you're the boss.
Inevitably. It all falls back on us.
As well it should.
If somebody's going to get thrown under the bus, why not us? Brzezinski fouls this one back. Also in video, let's say thanks to Pete Fanning, Jim Moran, Barry Long, Matt Piscali, Tony Simone.
Thank you on that.
Stu Westlock. We appreciate you.
Tremendous guys. All of them. Kind of fun to talk to each and every one throughout the course of the season, too. Good conversations.
1-2 to Brzezinski. Rolls this one back up the middle. That's a base hit. Second hit. Give it up by Weaver. Comes with one out here in the fourth. And it'll bring up Mark Koncz. Koncz reached on the error by Andrew Romine in the second, and it came around to score the White Sox lone run. Waving at that off-speed pitch. No balls and a strike. Haven't seen too many of those today. A lot of curveballs, slow breaking pitches, but not too many of those straight changeups.
Seems to be where Jared utilized that changeup as pitch count seems to mount, because the hitters have a tendency to be able to time the fastball later on, but then he's able to throw that changeup, back it up with a slow curveball. Then the fastball looks that much more crisp when he goes up in the strike zone, especially now 0-2, had a chance to elevate. Koncz is the guy always been known to be a good fastball hitter, so if you can utilize and use your secondary pitches, whether a changeup, curveball, you can be effective.
Grounded over to second base. Could be two. Kendrick to Romine. Throw to Trumbo, and it sails over the head.
That was a high slide in there by Brzezinski. Forced that high throw by Romine at second base. He threw up his arms and forced a high throw. Looked like it was going to be a double play. That's a late slide, if that's what you call a slide in there with the high arms. We were thinking the same thing.
And now Romine knows the next time AJ's coming at him, just aim at the forehead. He'll get down. Just dip down instead of throwing overhand. Just go sidearm.
That's exactly right.
See how quickly a base runner gets down.
Don't be sliding halfway.
You've got some cowhide coming at your face. Ramirez takes a strike.
Well, you think about a tailor-made double play, and that was it. Brzezinski sliding in, well, attempting to slide with two legs. Don't see a slide that often, and throwing your arms up. There's really no clear path for Romine to throw the baseball.
And can't touch second base. Should have been an out. Got to be able to reach second base on a takeout. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
You can guarantee a number of the Angel coaches will talk to Romine after this inning, saying the exact same thing. Do a little 3/4 action throw.
Big swing and a miss. Ramirez got Conger on a backswing. Appears to be all right. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. I mean, if Hank could take out a mascot in Tampa, he certainly could take the backswing here.
They got him right on the arm.
That
might be a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mascot did run him down. A good collision with Raymond.
Raymond ate Conger's shoulder. Here's the 1-2. Ramirez fouls it back to the right. Alexei had a double in the second inning and was stranded at third base. He's 1 for 1.
Well, Jared tried a three-quarter action himself on that high fastball. Nice job of even fouling that pitch off. Different angle for Jared. Has him set up for that slow curveball.
Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Weaver with 5 punch outs, no walks, with 2 hits allowed. He's thrown 65 pitches, 51 for strikes. Changeup pulled over to third. Woods got it. That will end the inning. No runs, a hit, an error, 1 left down. We hit to the bottom of the 4th. Angels still up 3-1.
The smart choice is CarMax by Carl's Jr. Want a Charles Roll burger top of the big juicy Philly cheesesteak? Then come to Carl's Jr. for the Philly cheesesteak burger, and by Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Get your game on.
Bottom of the 4th inning. Warm afternoon here in Southern California. Halos up by the score 3-1 on Fan Appreciation Day. Hank Conger, Mark Trumbo, Brandon Wood. The scheduled 3 batters here against Tony Peña, the spot starter, making his 2nd career start. Had his first 1-2-3 inning in the 3rd inning. He has picked up a couple of strikeouts, no walks, and he's allowed 6 hits, 4 of which came in the 1st. Conger takes down and away for ball 1. Conger had one of those 4 hits in the 1st inning. It was an RBI single, picking up his 4th Major League RBI. Pulls this one up the line. Kotsay can't get it. Dribbles into right field. Conger is going to get into second base with a double, and that's his first big league double.
So he's got his single, his double, and his triple out of the way. So I assume his next at bat will hit a home run.
You're putting in the call?
Yes, I am.
I'm going to take Mark Trumbo here for his first big league hit. How's that?
I like that one too. Boy, Conger very good as far as quick hands. Do the pitch down in the strike zone. Himself his first career double.
Breaking ball cued right back to Peña. And he throws wildly, but Kotsay somehow kept the foot on the bag, and there's out number 1. Trumbo now 0 for 2. Brandon Wood coming to the plate. We'll go back to our AT&T trivia question. Who is the lone Angels winning pitcher in the 05 ALCS against the Chicago White Sox? Hallberg.
Hallberg, I'll tell you what. Remember Escobar had some tough times with A.J. Pierzynski during that series. What was that swing and miss? Ball supposedly hit the dirt. Pierzynski ran down the line. Kelvin threw exceptionally well out of the bullpen that year for the Angels. It was a year that they had like 7 or 8 complete games on their way to the World Championship.
Running right through the Houston Astros. One ball, one strike here on Brandon. 0 for 1. He grounded his short his first time up. Off-speed pitch out in front. It's 1-2.
Jermaine Dye was the MVP of that World Series. I still can't believe nobody took a shot at calling him up and having him play for them this year. He's still not officially retired. He was still a pretty solid player last year.
You wonder whether or not he looked around at some of the deals that had been signed, not only last year, but going into this year. As Wood foul tips now when he goes down swinging for round number 2. Anyway, and figured, you know what? If that's what so-and-so is getting, maybe I should hold out and try to get that type of contract. He obviously doesn't need the money. He's made plenty of money throughout his career. He was a $10 million player for several years in Chicago. But maybe that's the way he looked at it.
And sometimes you play your hand too firmly, and that's what happened to him. He didn't get a chance to play this season, and then all of a sudden you become forgotten. Although Jim Edmonds sat out the year before, and he was playing this season. Of course, he got hurt again the other day. Hitting a home run, running the bases, right?
Running the bases after home run.
It's very dangerous to do so.
You know that old routine that, well, we'll have to finish this in the next inning. Broken back ground ball. And Kotsay takes it himself. We are through 4. Halo still up 3-1. Now for our Farmers Insurance Truth Stories of the game. On this day back in 2002, the Angels defeated Texas, claiming the American League wild card. First postseason berth since 1986. How about that?
Magical run there in 2002 also. That comeback against the Giants in the World Series. Spezio with that big home run.
Thank you, Dusty Baker.
No doubt about it.
Be sure to visit farmers.com today to hear more true stories from Farmers customers and to find a SoCal agent near you. Mark Teahen, Alejandro De Aza, Brent Morel. Scheduled 3 here in the 5th for Chicago. Teahen had a sacrifice fly into second inning, picking up his 25th run batted in. Curveball is in there, and it's 1-2.
Some great races in the National League still, especially in that NL West and wild card. Atlanta falling back in the wild card. It's going to be a great race. It's got to go all the way to the final game might be a play-in game on Monday.
2 balls, 2 strikes on tee. And who could forget the game last year between the Tigers and the Twins? Probably one of the best.
That was amazing. That
best games played in a long time, especially with the implications. Team goes down swinging, and there is out number 1, strikeout number 6 for Jared Weaver. Well, we had said thanks to our folks in the tape department and our video department that there's the good, hardworking folk that put up the pictures, the cameramen. Here's some of the guys that are here today: Luis Espinoza, Darren Pattison. You can't forget, of course, Mike Krasnick as well, hanging out. I think he was cheering for the Steelers earlier.
Boo.
That was a bunch of foul. Tim Heinzel is also here. What's going on, Timmy? Oh, yeah. Rob Moran. It's a good thing they've got the umbrellas today. What's up, Robbie? Nice job, man.
It's cool down there with that umbrella.
Yeah. Yeah, it isn't. Dowser swings and misses there. Tim Dominic. Can't forget about Michael Sweeney. Dowser lays off of that. There's Michael down at the camera well. All that concrete's very cooling down there.
Oh, it's freezing.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. Down goes De Aza. And there is out number 2. Can't forget about Kurt Struve. Those are the guys that are here today. Done a terrific job all season long for us. Also can't forget about Dennis Shannon, Chris Bancroft, Rusty Breslow, Andy Italiano. Just because I like to say the name.
That is a great name.
Morrell takes a strike on the outside corner. He was a strikeout victim in the 3rd. 10 pitches he saw in that 3rd inning at bat. He told you there was a lot of people to say thank you to.
It's awesome. These guys are the best. When you think about the great views we get during the course of a game, be able to show our fans rotation of a baseball, how a hitter squares up the baseball, how a play's made in the field, how a pitch is located. These guys are the ones that do it. Work hard to be able to find those different angles also.
1-2, got him looking. Jared Weaver just struck out the side. 2 swinging and 1 looking. How about that? 8 punch outs already. 3-1 Angels. At the top of the order coming up, Borges, Kendrick, and Bobby Abreu.
Now Jared has the lead in Major League Baseball for punchouts with 228. It's 25 less innings than King Felix, who has 227.
Saw an argument last night on the Four-Letter Network.
Must have been brilliant.
Yeah. I'm talking about what they did was they put up stats of 3 pitchers with no name, no picture, didn't put wins and losses up there, just looked at innings pitched, strikeout totals. I think whip was up there. There's another category.
ERA?
ERA was up there. The majority of the panel voted for the guy on the end and ended up being Felix Hernandez. I mean, his numbers are that staggering as far as Cy Young candidates.
And when you think of Jared Weaver, he's not all that far behind him either. But I think when it comes down to is that eye-popping 20-win season for Sabathia, or Lester's right up there too. Buchholz,
yeah, Lester was. It was the 3 guys they had was Lester, Sabathia, and Felix Hernandez. Borges fouls that one back. And Doug Glanville's argument for CC Sabathia was that he has done so much with so little help in the rotation. I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Zero.
As a pitcher, as a starting pitcher, you're just one man out there worried about the guys. Now, if he had said he'd won 20 games without Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter, Mark Teixeira in the lineup for a bulk of the season, then I can understand it. As Borges fouls this one back. And still won a 2.
No, that's not a valid argument.
Because AJ has been inconsistent and Andy Pettit's been hurt. What's that got to do with anything?
Zero.
Absolutely nothing.
It's all about run support. And he certainly, CC Sabathia, don't get me wrong, he's a true ace. A guy who gives you a lot of innings, battles as well as anybody. He's got great stuff, but he also is getting 5 or 6 runs a game.
Borges. It's a fly ball to right center field. Deaza, the center fielder, comes in. He'll make the catch for the first out. Borges now 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. Hey fans, if you're looking for a great value, look no further than the Angels Friends and Family Fun Pack presented by JetBlue. You can enjoy 4 game tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 soft drinks for just $44. The final Friends and Family Fun Pack game of the 2010 season takes place Tuesday the 28th. Halos taking on the A's. Purchase your Family Fun Pack today at angelsbaseball.com. Tuesday matchup is Dallas Braden and Dan Haren. 3 lefties going for the Athletics Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Brett Anderson against Durbin Santana tomorrow night. Dallas Braden, Dan Haren. Tuesday night, Bobby Kramer against Joel Pinheiro on Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday's game, by the way, 12:35 start, the final home game of the year. A business person special and getaway day. The Angels going on to Texas.
Mr. Perfecto, Dallas Braden. Perfect game earlier in the season on Mother's Day.
This one up the line, diving stop by Morel. Strong for the first. Kotsay comes up with it, but no, he doesn't. He drops it. He looked like he pulled his foot off the bag anyways. Nice play by Morel. And Howie will reach.
Well, Morel made a great play going down the line. He's playing well off the line. Howie's a guy that hits the ball up the middle more so in the right field than down the line, but showing good range. Pretty strong throw, but Howie just too quick. Gets an infield base hit. Tell you what, that is some kind of play. There's been some solid plays defensively in this game.
Howie 1 for 3 with that base hit. Here's Bobby 1 for 2 with a double, an RBI, and a run scored. Takes down low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, it seems like the Angels have a comfortable lead, but it's still only 3-1.
Yep.
I think at this point, Howie with his speed, 14 stolen bases on the season, might have some movement going, trying to create an opportunity to score another run.
Downstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. Well, the way the game started, too, for Pena, you thought it was going to be one of those bullpen by committee days. But he's at 84 pitches. And you take out the first inning, forget about the runs, but just talking about throwing strikes and being more consistent. He has been from the second inning on. Until now. Leadoff base hit. Leadoff fly ball out, followed by the base hit. Now the walk. There's 2 men on with 1 away.
Still no movement down the bullpen for the White Sox, but after a 4-pitch walk and that pitch count getting up higher, you assume that bullpen is going to start moving before too long for the White Sox.
His first walk issued by Pena. Go along with 3 strikeouts. Torre gets an opportunity here with a man in scoring position. He's 1 for 2. RBI single in the first inning and a run scored. Popped out his last time up. Five straight wide ones for Pena. Falling behind here at Torre. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outside corner missing. 2-1.
Well, they've been trying to live out there in this series against Torrey Hunter, staying away with whether it be the fastball or sliders on the outside part of the plate.
This one back toward the middle. Ramirez has got it. Flips to Vizquel. The relay to first in time. Inning-ending double play. Vizquel basically had his back turned to first, still able to turn it. We are through 5 with the Angels still up 3-1.
Freeze cam. Jared Weaver showing some athletic skill in that line drive, pulling the matrix, making that play. Liner up the middle by Pierre. Facial expression also. That was our Coors Light freeze cam, brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light. And Major League Baseball strikeout leader Jared is overtaken King Felix with 228 strikeouts. Lester just at 220, and Tim Lincecum, as usual, well over 200 for punch-outs.
A little bit of a down year for Lincecum, at least comparatively speaking. Coming off a Cy Young, second. But still a pretty good year overall.
I think our goal on that last trip to Texas is to get Jared to say, yes, I am a strikeout pitcher. He keeps saying he's not.
Good luck. Maybe if you take him out for some chips and salsas. Pierre fouls this one off the left, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
That'll be my goal.
They have the best chips and salsa there in Texas at the hotel we stay at.
Pretty good. That's the diet for 4 days.
Oh, yeah.
1-1 to Pierre. Fouls this one off to the right. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pierre 0 for 2. Ground ball to third and a line out that you just witnessed.
Well, when you have a guy hits a line drive back up the middle, I don't think I'm going to stay inner half on the fastball here ahead of the count.
Nothing off speed away?
No. No.
Little jam shot out to left field, and that's a leadoff base hit. Just the third hit allowed by Weaver. The speedy Pierre is on board for Omar Vizquel.
Pierre with 60 stolen bases on the season. Look for him to try to steal back early here. 3-1 ball game. Jared with a very good move to first base, but when he delivers the baseball, because of his delivery, deceptive deliveries, not particularly quick. It's all about that move to first.
Hank Conger this week has had some troubles throwing down to second base. Everything has been to the second base side of the bag, and tailing away from the guy who is covering. Brandon Wood in on the grass at third base. Pierre takes off. It's a strike to throw down from Conger. A little bit better throw. Quick tag too by Romine. It's a stolen base. The ball got down there in a hurry.
He was working hard just the other day in early workout during batting practice. Did a lot of throws to second base. Hank Conger did. You can see the results of that extra work he had. Pretty big jump. That's a quick catch and throw. It's a little bit high, but still close enough. It was a bang bang play at second base. Quick tag by Romine. Wow, that was real close.
I'll tell you what, Pierre was just about halfway when Conger caught that ball to make it that close. Pretty nice job of a little catch and release. A lot more accurate, still a little bit high, but things to work on.
That was very quick. It's good to see that adjustment he made, this a little extra work. Even though we're here at the end of September, these guys are still working out hard early, even before batting practice.
Vizquel drops a bunt on the third base side. Brandon's got it. The sacrifice works. Vizquel is retired. Pierre ends up at third. Oh for 2 game for Vizquel with that sac bunt. Here comes Carlos Quinton. Also for 2 with a strike down the fly ball to right.
What they need right now for Jerry to get a strikeout. A lot of times when you have a powerful hitter come up with a man on third, the first pitch you want to throw is that fastball in on the hands. See if you can jam him. Then after that, you can get him to swing at breaking pitches out of the strike zone. So he's sensing he wants the RBI.
Pulls this one. Nobody can get it. It's a base hit and an RBI. And it's a 3-2 Angels lead.
So that's what most good RBI producers are looking at over the plate. You assume you're going to get something off speed. You have a better chance to get a good part of the bat on. If you throw that fastball in, because they're going to be out roaring out in front, you can jam them, get it right on the handles. Sometimes they'll fight that one off into the outfield, but you can be successful. Then you go back to finishing them off once you get that first pitch for a strike.
The RBI for Quinton is 85th of the year. He's at first base with 1 out. Brzezinski swings first pitch, loops it foul into the seats. No balls at a strike. Brzezinski 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a base hit. Breaking pitch, loop to shallow left. That falls in there for a base hit. Nothing hit that hard this inning. Little flare by Pierre. Seeing eye single by Quinton and then another flare by Brzezinski. 2 on, 1 out for Mark Kotsay.
Like we said last inning, you look up, you think the Angels had a pretty significant lead the way the game was unfolding, but it was still only 3-1. Then all of a sudden a few flares this inning, and they've pulled within 1 now with 2 guys on base with 1 out. Well, the importance of that offense when you score 3 in the first is to continue to start with good approaches to the plate and keeps scoring runs, take some pressure off your pitchers.
Well, we saw this last night. 2 runs in that first inning, then the offense got shut down by Danks, even though they had some opportunities to put some more runs up on the board.
Boy, you just can never let up in the America League. So every team you look at has the ability to score runs in bunches. You have to take advantage when pitchers are making mistakes against you or when they're on the ropes.
Kotsay lays off that pitch, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. First baseman's reached on an error and reached on the fielder's choice, so 0-for-2 game. Kotsay getting the start at first base for Paul Konerko, giving the day off. 2 balls, no strikes. Line to left, Abreu comes in, makes the catch, and fires it back to second base, but Quinton gets back. 2 outs.
Law of averages, the best hit ball the entire inning was right at a fielder, and the out was made by Bobby Abreu in left field.
Number 10, shortstop, Alexei Ramirez.
So Ramirez steps up now with 2 outs, 2 on. The 3-2 Angels lead. Ramirez doubled in the second inning. And he lined out to Brandon Wood in the fourth. 1-for-2 game. Not sure what Ramirez was asking Chad Fairchild.
I thought that pitch got a lot of the plate.
It almost looked just by his hand gesture. He was asking if that ball was like had a breaking pitch type spin to it. Ramirez loops this one foul down the right field line. It's 0-2.
Did he ask him maybe it was a slider or not?
Weaver's had 10 0-2 counts throughout this game.
When you look up, 94 pitches thrown, 72 have been strikes. Only 22 out of the strike zone.
Got him swinging on the high fastball. Down goes Ramirez. Strikeout number 9. The White Sox do get a run on 3 hits. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Angels up by a run. Home phone and wireless. Visit AT&T.com or call 1-800-PICK-AT&T for details. And by your Southern California Ford dealers, where you'll find the new Transit Connect. Check it out at scforddealers.com. Not a bad day if you're out at the beach. This would be the day to be out there. Such hot temperatures. Supposed to get hotter tomorrow. Triple digits.
It's been a relatively cool summer. Not for the record books, but fall is certainly hot.
Halo's up 3-2 here in the 6th inning. Got Matsui, Conger, Trumbo up to face Pena. Matsui makes a fly ball to right center field. Playable for DeIser. Battling the sun, but makes the catch for the first down as Matsui now is 0 for 3. Here comes Hank. A 2 for 2 game. RBI single to the first inning, a double in the 4th.
Well, the need for the offense to respond here. Maybe get some runs. All of a sudden, White Sox are just one swing away from tying the game up.
One ball, one strike here on Conger. The double that he got in the 4th inning, his first big league double. And it's 2-1.
Well, Pena's done a nice job since that first inning, in which he gave up 3 runs. All of a sudden, you look up, it's the 6th inning, and still has only allowed those 3 runs. Second start of the season. Now at 93 pitches thrown.
Falls behind here, 3 balls and a strike. Yeah, it's not like it's his second career major league start, and it's coming 5 days after his first. His first was back in late August, and still out there throwing 94 pitches. Now the work probably in between starts has been kind of to get him extended and be able to go deep into the game as he walks. Conger, second base on balls issued by the right hand. Hey kids, now's your last chance to join the 2010 Junior Angels Kids Club presented by Fox Sports West. For only $10, Junior Angels Kids Club members receive an exclusive Junior Angels white or pink mesh jersey and more. Log on to angelsbaseball.com/Junior Angels and sign up today. Perhaps you could carry something over into 2011. Mark Trumbo, 0 for 2. Strikeout, a comebacker to Pena. There's a strike, 1-1. Scott Linebrink up and loosening. Pena 97 pitches thrown. 3 strikeouts and 2 walks. Breaking ball fouled on the left field line, just out in front of that one, 1-2.
What a chance to crush a mistake by Pena. He's throwing that slider ahead of the count. Got him to swing and miss the first at bat. Second at bat, threw a slider off the outside corner, hit the comebacker to him. He's got to look the other way here. But at 98 pitches already thrown, you tend to see that's where the pitch you will make a mistake if you're tired is your breaking pitch.
1-2, fastball got him looking. Down goes Trumbo, 2 outs. There's Brandon Wood with Conger over at first base and 2 outs. Brandon 0 for 2 with a ground ball to short and a strikeout. White Sox with 2 runs, 5 hits. They've stranded 4. The Angels 3 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors. And they've left 4 on base as well.
Still pretty good velocity on the fastball. Another 94-mile-an-hour fastball. That's pitch number 101.
Wood pops this one up on the infield. Vizquel drifts out to the outfield grass. They'll make the catch for the 3rd out. No runs, no hits. The Angels leave a man on. We are through 6 here at the Big A. Halos still up by a run. Two Angels. The White Sox have the top of their order due up. T and Diaz and Morel. We go back to our Hyundai key to the game.
Changes. He's going to use that changeup here in the 7th inning to get through. It's part of the lineup for the White Sox. Keane's a guy that gears up for that fastball. Changeup will be a very effective pitch as he's dealing once again, but doesn't have a lot of room for error in a 3-2 game.
9 strikeouts for Weaver. No walks. 5 hits allowed. As Tian takes inside. And it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Tian had a sac fly in the 2nd and he struck out in the 5th, so he's 0 for 1. One and 2 now. Kevin Jepson, first man up. Jared at 98 pitches so far.
Jared talked his way into going back out to the mound. After that 6th inning, Mike Scioscia went over and talked to him, and Jared convinced him to let him go back out there and try to get through 7 innings.
Breaking pitch, line to center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. So leadoff man is on board, and here comes Alejandro De Aza. We'll take a look at our Jaguar key performer today. Why not have the ace out there on Fan Appreciation Day?
Well, he's been throwing the ball so well in this game. It's Vizquel on the fastball. He's had a good fastball, had a good velocity up to 92. He's also had a very good curveball. Locating that fastball exceptionally well. Different arm angles. Mixing that great changeup also with 9 punch outs on the game for Jared as he overtakes King Felix for the lead in Major League Baseball in that category.
Here's De Aza in a sacrifice situation. 0 for 2 today with a couple of strikeouts. Brannon's in on the grass at third. Bunts on the first base side. Picked up by Trumbo. He feeds Kendrick. There's out number 1 of the sacrifice as Tien moves over to second base. Second sacrifice bunt by the White Sox in this game. Now with 1 out, a man at second, here comes Brent Morel. Visit to the mound by Conger and Weaver. Man in score position gives us an opportunity to say thanks to all our folks, friends, our audio, utilities, and our broadcast. Anthony Hurd, Jeff Totten, Matt Yerke, Cam Cheevers, Dave Walcott, Mark Antcliffe. That's our audio crew. Get to our utility guys a little bit. This one out towards shallow center field. A little bit of a late jump at Borges. Able to get it for the second out. First pitch swinging was Morel. He's 0 for 3. Back to the top of the order, Juan Pierre with 2 outs.
When you come up there, you've already struck out twice on all speed pitches. You're trying to gear for that first pitch fastball. His mindset was he was up there hacking at that early pitch.
Mike Butcher out to pay a visit. Talk over the strategy with Pierre.
An opportunity to thank all our guys, utility guys, did a tremendous job for us throughout this entire season. Also, Steve Landy, Jose Munoz, Andrew Lee, John Anthony, John Lee, Jody Roberts, Doug Rader.
Doug Rader, Rooster?
Yes, he could do it all.
The Rooster's back.
Could play the game, could manage.
And now he's working utility for us.
Unbelievable.
That guy is all world. Allegedly.
Strong man.
Yeah, big neck. Pierre swings the first pitch. Hits one out toward left center field. Bobby tracking it down. Can't get it. Over his glove. This game is tied. Pierre turns the corner, heading to third. An RBI triple. This game is tied at 3.
Pierre hacking early in the count here also. Fly ball that you would think it a good chance to be able to get through the inning. Gets over the head of Bobby Abreu for a triple.
Vizquel fouls one back. Third triple of the year for Pierre, and he picks up his 44th RBI. Vizquel with a strikeout, a fly ball to right, and a sacrifice bunt. Two balls and 1 strike. Jepson's ready to go. Just might be the last batter for Jared. This one lined back up the middle, a base hit, and the White Sox lead it 4-3. Went with the curveball. Vizquel picks up his 24th RBI, and here comes Mike.
Well, like we said earlier in the game, when you have that 3-0 lead, you got to keep piling on. You weren't able to do so, and the White Sox stayed in the game, and here they are taking the lead.
Jared Weaver getting a nice round of applause on Fan Appreciation Day. Well deserved a better fate. He trails it now 4-3. Intending to take a 4-3 lead. Kevin Jepson takes over for Jared Weaver. And our in and out, who's in, who's out.
Kevin Jepson taking over for Weave after Weave pitched solid 6 2/3, 2-4 mark, 64th game for Jepson. 60 strikeouts in 53 2/3 innings pitched.
Weaver departs with a man at first base. That's Omar Vizquel. 4 runs, 3 earned. Probably should have been out of this inning. Had Bobby Abreu been able to track down that ball hit by Juan Pierre. Ended up going for a triple. Here's Carlos Quinton. Vizquel takes off. The throw down in time. Good throw by Hank Conger. Gets his first would-be base stealer. Gun down for the third out. The White Sox scored 2 to take the lead. Big A today, one of these lucky fans coming up here in just a moment. Right there, there's the Camaro, the Chevy Camaro. 3 fans were selected. They each were picked out of 6 contestants, each given a colored ball, red, white, and blue. And lo and behold, the blue Camaro wins. That means that Ryan Ritchie of Riverside just won a brand new Chevrolet Camaro. And how about that move right there? That is a big league move.
I don't blame him either. What a nice ride.
Not only is it a nice ride, it is a sweet ride. You can test drive a new Chevrolet, the official ride of Angels baseball.
Did he give us a ride after the game?
I think Ryan Ritchie of Riverside is a little excited.
Just a little bit. Should be. Oh, no question about it.
Fan Appreciation Day, by the way, he just won a Camaro. That's the way to do it.
That's a great giveaway.
All-timer.
Good backflip also. A rollover. Not quite Ozzie Smith, but close.
No, not really.
No, not close.
No. 4-3 White Sox lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. New pitcher on for Chicago. Folks here, the 42,000 plus bearing the hot heat. Doing a nice job of it. Still dancing to Buttercup as Linebrick gets his warm-up toss in.
Well, how do you not dance to Buttercup? It's impossible not to. Linebrick, 50th game of the season, 3-2 record. Good fastball still. That will give you a lot of innings. 93 to 97. Slider and a changeup.
Well, here in the bottom of the 7th inning, 9-1-2. Romine, Borges, and Kendrick, the scheduled 3 batters. And actually, Alberto Callaspo is going to pinch hit for Andrew Romine. Jared Weaver, by the way, does end with a line of 4 runs, 3 earned, and 6 2/3, 9 strikeouts, no walks, 8 hits allowed. The Halos need to do something here to get that potential L off his side of the ledger. Alberto Callaspo takes a strike. First game back for Callaspo since missing the last couple. Going to pitch off the top of the foot.
And throw a slider back in that same area.
1 ball, 1 strike. He's hit by a pitch in Monday's game against Texas. Pops up the first pitch to shallow left. Pierre puts it away, and there's out number 1. Angel fans, join the Angels in sunny Tempe, Arizona next spring on the 2011 Angels official spring training package. You get the best game tickets, hotel accommodations, great merchandise, and Gooby, exclusive barbecue with an appearance by a member of the Angels coaching staff or spring training roster. How about that? Don't delay. 1-800-8-WARM-UP to reserve your package today.
Spring training in Tempe, the Angels, and a barbecue. Hanging out with coaches, players.
Boy, talk about a great facility.
Yeah, I love that place.
And you can't go wrong now at Arizona. They're all pretty good.
Yeah, I've spent the majority of my spring trainings down in Florida. Then I was fortunate enough to play with the Angels and have a spring training in Tempe. Arizona is spring training, the best place to be for spring.
Now, that being said, I mean, it's a huge step up from Baseball City, Florida. Just outside Orlando.
We had an amusement park just right outside our stadium. It couldn't get much better than that. Going around on the roller coaster, waving at our teammates as they were still practicing as pitchers. We were done for the day. They really appreciated that.
As most well-conditioned athletes would, being a starting pitcher.
We were working out extensively for about 3 hours and took it on home. We're ready for a marathon.
It's a full count here on Borges. Peter 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. The fly ball to center. Lineberg walks Borges with 1 out here in the 7th. Tying runners on board now for Howie Kendrick. Howie in this one, a fly ball to center, a double play, strikeout double play, and a base hit. So 1 for 3. Linebrick delivers a strike. Jordan Walden beginning to loosen. Come on in the 8th inning. But if that is the case, that's got to be the shortest outing Kevin Jepson's had this year. 1/3 of an inning. 1 pitch. A little tap around in front of the plate. Krasinski. Fire on at first. There are 2 outs. So Borges ends up at second base now. With 2 away, and here comes Bobby.
Opportunity for Bobby to be able to tie this game up with a base hit. Open base. Krasinski going out to talk to Linebrick about that possibility. Torrey Hunter on deck, a right-handed batter. Righty versus righty. Most times you go out there and just not even going to intentionally walk, but make him hit your pitch. Okay. Throw anything near the middle part of the plate.
Abreu today is 1 for 2. RBI double and a run scored in the first. Grounded out in the 3rd. Walked in the 5th. Abreu takes a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. Tony Pena, the spot starter in his second start in the big leagues. 6 innings, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 runs. They were all earned on 8 hits.
You know what? He did a great job for Ozzie Guillen.
Bobby fouls this one off to the seats on the third base side. The count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
A very good job maintaining his velocity throughout the entire game. Still was throwing 94 in the 6th inning.
Count is even now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Torrey Hunter's on deck. Borges had the 1-out base hit. Moved to second on that ground out. With a nub around in front of the plate by Howard. And that's where he stands now, representing the tying run. 2-2. Abreu checked his swing. He went around, says Bill Miller, the third base umpire. And Abreu strikes out to end the inning. The Angels leave the potential tying run at second base. We are through 7. White Sox up 4-3. They came with Omar Vizquel to play.
Off-speed pitch, a breaking pitch. Lines it up the middle to score. Juan Pierre, who got on a triple to tie the game up, scores the go-ahead run. Vizquel, another base hit and a Hall of Fame career.
Number 20, right fielder Carlos Quentin.
Carlos Quentin lead things off. He was at the plate when and Conger threw out Omar Vizquel to end the 7th inning. Kevin Franzen now in the game over at third base. Brandon Wood moves over to shortstop. Carlos Quentin 1 for 3 with an RBI single. takes upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. This one through the hole on the left side, and Carlos Quentin has his second hit of the game. It's a leadoff knock to start the 8th. Hey fans, come out to the Angels game Tuesday for Auto Club's Show Your Card and Save Night. Fans that show their Auto Club membership card will receive 50% off field and terrace box seats, as well as 50% off team store merchandise. Fans must present Auto Club membership card at Angels Stadium ticket window for ticket discount and be present for the September 28th game to receive 50% off merchandise. Alex Rios takes over as the pinch runner at first base as A.J. Pierzynski is introduced. Rios has 34 stolen bases, so definitely keep an eye on him. Pierzynski looping one to shallow left, and Bobby comes on, makes the basket catch, and he fires it all the way to first base, and they got him! Ozzie Guillen can't believe it. He's going to come out and argue with Eric Cooper. But Bobby Abreu, a right fielder by trade, makes a pretty good basket catch and has the presence of mind to fire it to first base, and they get the double play.
A long throw. He saw out of the corner of his eye that Rios was halfway and not going back to first base real quick. Just in case that ball got in front of him, and it throws it all the way in the air. Get the benefit of the call there at first base. Better angle right here. Well, real close, even from that angle. Shouldn't be even close. But good play by Bobby Abreu. Get the double play.
Still 9-3 put out for out number 2. So 2 outs, bases clear for Mark Kotsay. Kotsay 0 for 3. Reached on an error back in the second inning. Came around to score the first White Sox run. Slices this one through on the left side. A base hit with 2 outs.
A better angle coming back. Rios sliding in. Well, I think he is out.
The foot just may have been still in the air.
Still in the air, exactly, before contact made with the base. Aggressive throw by Bobby Abreu, gets a double play.
Alexi Ramirez lining a base hit into center field. A lot of comfortable swings against Kevin Jepsen here in the 8th.
And I was just going to say that, Victor. I think for Jepsen to make to that next level, he's going to have to at some point make that adjustment to pitching on the inner half of the plate. Everything's on the outside part. 96, 97 fastball. Slider always on the outside part of the plate. And curveball. Everyone's looking out over the plate, and that's what happens to them because they're looking out. And the White Sox have had some pretty good swings, not only in this game, but this season against it because they're looking away. Even against left-handed batters, everything's away.
Tian takes a strike. He had a base hit in the 7th inning, scored a run. He also had a sac fly back in the 2nd. I think it was 25th run batted in. Tian picked up last offseason from the Kansas City Royals in exchange for Chris Getz and Josh Fields. Went around there. It's 0-2.
Again, as a pitcher, your bread and butter is always going to be able to get a batter out away. But you have to make them uncomfortable. By doing so, you have to throw inside. You don't have to hit batters, but you have to make them aware of that pitch on the inner half.
Breaking pitch, roll to the right side. Trumbo's got it. He'll take it himself. That will end the inning. No runs, 3 hits, and 2 left on. We head to the bottom of the 8th. White Sox up 4-3. Chicken sandwich combo served with curly fries and a drink for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. And by Toyota. Get a great deal on Toyota's full line of hybrid and fuel-efficient vehicles at your Toyota dealer today. That's the bottom of the 8th inning here at the Big A on Fan Appreciation Day, last weekend game. Alex Frias stays in the game. He's in center field. De Aza moves over to right. Halos have Hunter, Matsui, Conger due up here in the 8th inning against Scott Linebrink. Gave up a base hit in the 7th. It did pick up a strikeout. In relief of Tony Pena. Troy with an RBI base hit that came back in the 1st. He's popped out and rolled into a double play since. Linebrink falling behind at 2-0. Three balls and no strikes. New baseball put into play.
Boy, day game. Torrey Hunter is going to get that option of swinging 3-0 if he gets a fastball that he can do some damage to.
Takes a strike, 3-1. Bobby Kazim on the left, Jordan Walden on the right. Full count.
I mean, Linebrink could still rush it up there at 96.
Count remains full. This one shot to right field. Good piece of hitting by Torrey. And the leadoff man is on board. Let's go throw back to the inning by inning as far as the Angels offense is concerned. And we've talked about this, especially over the last couple of months, a number of times. When you try to get something going, you've got men in scoring position. You somehow get a man in scoring position. They just have not been able to extend an inning. You go back to the 2nd inning, 4 batters. 3rd inning, 3 batters. 4th inning, 4 batters. Same in the 5th, same in the 6th, same in the 7th. It's difficult, impossible to try to create some sort of rally by doing that. We got a pitching change. Linebrink is done. Leadoff man is on board. Down by a run of the Angels. Here at the Big A, over 3 million fans throughout the year, the 8th consecutive year in which they've done that. Our Lexus pursuing perfection. It is about the fans because they've just been in a very tough year, still very loyal to this ball club.
Still coming out in droves. With over 42,000 here again today in a hot day. Players appreciate it so much. That is our Lexus pursuing perfection when you have that type of support behind you each and every game.
Reggie Willis to pinch hit for Hideki Matsui here in the 8th inning.
Clearly a bunt situation here for Reggie.
Burrell in on the grass at third base. Willis pops it up. Thornton can't get it. They're going to throw on to second. They get the lead runner. Torrey is retired for the first out.
There's really nothing Torrey can do on that play. You have to freeze. Otherwise, the possibility of a double play on that bunt. Again, Thornton's not an easy guy to bunt on because he throws hard at 98 miles an hour and he's going to elevate the fastball. So you have to look as a hitter to try to get him to get a pitch low enough he can put it on the ground. A high fastball up is very difficult to bunt.
Mike Napoli is going to pinch hit here for Hank Conger, who had a 2-for-2 game. RBI single, a double, and a walk for Conger. Napoli got the start last night at first base, went 0-for-4, had 3 strikeouts. Matt Thornton did pitch in this series. That was on Friday. Went an inning and a third, striking out 3. First pitch is in for a strike. Napoli is a pinch hitter this year, 0-for-5. 26 home runs, 67 runs batted in. Swings through that fastball, was on it. It's 0-2. Sergio Santos starting to play catch. Got him looking on the outside corner. Down goes Napoli, 2 outs.
Fastball just off the outside corner. Look, it went around the back part of the plate.
So 2 outs. Willett still at first base. Here's Mark Trumbo, first baseman, 0-for-3, couple of strikeouts and a comebacker.
It's a pretty good challenge for Trumbo. Thornton throws about 90% of all his pitches are fastballs, and Trumbo's a good fastball hitter.
No balls, 2 strikes. This one's popped up behind the plate and it'll land in the seats down below. So the count remains at no balls, 2 strikes. Willits is back. Another 0-2. Trumbo goes down looking. Now will end the 8th inning. No runs, a hit. Man left on. 8 in the books. White Sox still lead it 4-3. Online shop of the Angels at angelsbaseball.com. Browse the largest selection of official Angels gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source, the angelsbaseball.com shop. New pitcher on the mound. He'll be throwing to a new catcher. Jeff Mathis takes over because of the pinch hitting situation in the 8th inning. And Bobby Cazaval is the guy he'll be catching.
Cazaval in an ERA at 3.78. Feel much better. Play good fastball, 93, 94 with movement. His breaking pitch has been very good also. Key again for him, and as all the guys out of the bullpen has been, is throwing that first pitch strike.
Cazaval to face 8, 9, and 1 here in the 9th inning for Chicago. De Aza, Morel, and Pierre. De Aza out towards shallow center field. Borges had him play perfectly. He is retired for the first down. An 0 for 3 game with a sac bunt for De Aza. 1 pitch, 1 out to start the 9th. Here comes Brent Morel, the third baseman.
Borges does play a shallow center field, but doesn't have to move a whole lot. Just that first step makes the play.
Morel takes a strike. He's 0 for 3 in this one with a couple of strikeouts and a fly ball to center. Jared Weaver got the start, went 6 2/3, gave up 4 runs, 3 earned. Go back to that 2-out triple by Juan Pierre, just beyond the reach of Bobby Abreu. Appeared to be, at least off the bat, from our vantage point, a fairly routine type of play. Went over the glove of Abreu and it rolled all the way to the wall. That tied the score. Then Vizquel put the White Sox up with a base hit in the 4th. Morel just a tad tardy on that pitch. And it was 1 and 2.
We almost hit that right out of Jeff Mathis's glove. It was that late on that swing.
Got a piece of it. Count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kevin Jepson came off for an inning and a third. Gave up 3 hits, no runs, no strikeouts, no walks. Helped out by that double play, the unusual double play, that fly ball by Persinski, and Abreu throwing out Rios at first. Morel's had some odd swings here against Caswell in this inning.
He's just trying just to put the ball in play rather than have a purpose and plan against Caswell.
Breaking pitch chopped over to third. Franzen's going to have to barehand throw to first, and they got him. Nice play by Kevin Franzen. 2 outs.
Boy, a real tough play. Chopper used the bare hand. Not only makes the play with the bare hand, but has to make that throw all in one motion to be able to get the out. He's playing back there with 2 strikes, charging, bare hand, and all in one motion. Good throw over the first base.
So 2 outs here in the 9th inning. 4-3 Sox. Here's Juan Pierre, the leadoff man. A 2-for-4 game with a single, a triple, RBI, stolen base, couple of runs scored. Lays off the first pitch, and it's ball 1. The Angels in the bottom of the 9th inning have 8, 9, and 1 due up. Wood, Franzen, then Borges.
Tell you what, Pierre's a good table setter. You got 61 stolen bases now in the season. The guy puts the ball in play effectively and covers some ground in the outfield. Doesn't have an overpowering arm by no stretch of imagination, but he gets the ball into his cutoff guy. Make an argument last year when he was with the Dodgers, he was every bit as valuable as anybody on that team, especially when Manny Ramirez was out for a period of time.
Chopper back up the middle. Brandon's going to have to hurry. High throw. Trumbull keeps the foot on the bag. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Caswell. We head to the 9th. The Halos down by a run, have 8, 9, and 1. Due up, down 4-3. The Angels try to avoid the sweep here at the hands of the Chicago White Sox. Have 8, 9, and 1 due up. Brandon Wood, Kevin Franzen, and Peter Borges. And actually, it's Juan Rivera that's going to come up and pinch hit for Brandon Wood, facing left-hander Matt Thornton. He came on with a man on in the 8th inning. Ended up getting Reggie Willits to reach on a fielder's choice. He was trying to sacrifice Torrey Hunter. Torrey was thrown out, and then Thornton struck out Napoli, struck out Trumbo to get through the 8th. So Juan Rivera will step in here in a pinch hitting situation.
Yeah, Thornton probably going to try to challenge him as usual with his fastball. Like I say, if there's a lot of fastballs, he's going to stay away on him more than likely.
Juan, a .254 batting average, takes a fastball in for a strike. He faced Thornton the other day, saw one pitch and popped it up on the infield. 13 home runs, 50 runs batted in, 2 for 7 as a pinch hitter this year with an RBI. Lays off the breaking pitch. Count even at 1-1. Bear gets jammed, floats one down the right field line, and it's foul. One ball, 2 strikes. Rivera gets jammed here. A little pop up over to Kotsay. There's down number 1.
When it's that fastball that's ran in on him. With Sale and Thornton, 2 hard-throwing left-handed relievers out of that bullpen for the White Sox, you wonder why that bullpen has struggled like it has of late.
There's Franzen for his first AB, a defensive replacement at the top of the inning. Kevin hitting .252. 11 doubles, 14 runs batted in. Chops went over to second. Vizquel's got it. 2 outs. So Peter Bourjos steps up with 2 outs. Nobody on. Bourjos, a 3 for 4 game. Misspoke, 2 for 3 is Bourjos. Drew a walk in the 7th inning. No balls, 2 strikes.
Well, now Peter's got to think of some way, somehow to be able to get this ball in play and utilize that speed, because Thornton's not going to give him anything to hit, especially ahead of the count here.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Count even now. Tony Pena, if the score holds, would pick up the win. And Jared Weaver, be the tough luck loser. 9 strikeouts, no walks, good performance. 2-2 shot foul. Bourjos rolls this one foul up to third base side.
Pretty good job of Bourjos staying alive here. Some tough pitches by Thornton. Well, a base hit at all. Bourjos means all of a sudden that threat of a stolen base and go first to third or score on a double because of that speed he has.
Good little battle against a tough left-hander. Swing and a miss. The Angels go down in order here in the ninth inning, and the Chicago White Sox have just swept the Halos, taking the finale by the final of 4-3.
Boy, back-to-back games in which you scored 2 and then 3 runs in the first inning, then shut down from that point forward. And with that White Sox offense, they can come back in a hurry. You just got to keep scoring and putting the pressure on. That was not the case, and you got to give Tony Pena a lot of credit. Of course, the bullpen of the White Sox, they pull this one out and sweep the Angels.
Pena picks up the win. Weaver the loser. Thornton picks up the save again. Chicago picks up the victory 4-3. Stick around for a complete wrap-up of this ball game as Angels Live is coming up next.